Hey guys, today's video is going to be eyeshadow singles declutter. I have a lot of singles. I have a couple duos and a couple trios, so I will also include those in this video. But I want to go through my singles and then include some liquid eye products and some ColourPop products. So let's go ahead and get in and see what I can get rid of today because I have a ton. And to be honest, I normally go more for my palettes, so I really haven't been using a lot of stuff. I'm going to do some swatches so you guys can see also, so let's just jump on in. So the first thing I see here are these Flash Mob glitter powders, and one is a pink and one is blue. And as you can see, they're literally just powdered glitter. However, I don't use glitter like this, and I will never, probably ever use these two colors. I've had these for like 2 years now, and I've never touched them, never reached for them. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass those on. And then the next things I see, I have this Essence eyeshadow in the Grammy Glows Glammy. I actually just used this and I really like it. It is a nice champagne shade and I like it to use it all over the lid, so definitely going to keep that one. I really like the quality of those Essence singles. And I have another one here in All I Need. And this is a more taupey shade, but it's still very pretty. I never really hear anybody mention these, but I believe these are like $1.99, and the quality of them is so great. So there's that, All I Need. And those are two shades that I know that I will use over and over. So I'm going to put those off to the side. I have this Silk eyeshadow from Ulta brand, and it was on sale. They're originally $7, it says, but it was on sale for $1.97, so I had to pick it up and give it a try. And again, it's one of those shades that you could use all over the lid to set your primer or whatever. It's right here. And those are the shades that I'm more drawn to, those light shades, so I'll be keeping that one also because I think it's pretty good quality. Now, I do think the Essence ones are better quality. If you were going to walk into Ulta and buy one or the other right now, I would save your $6 and just go for the $1.99 or maybe at the most $3 Essence over the Ulta brand. This one is a little powdery, the Ulta brand, and it is also more of a satin than a shimmer. These are more shimmer, so I would definitely go for the Essence one over the Ulta. A couple more of this Essence eyeshadows. I have one in the shade Apricota, which is a very light shimmer, and again, this is one that I love for all over the lid. Very pretty. It's even a pretty brow bone highlight, and it's right here. It just looks so, so pretty. I love it. It's a pretty natural, it almost has like a pinkish hue to it, so it's very pretty. And then this one in Rosy Happiness is more of it's more of like a matte, I would say, than a shimmer, but it has that like rose plum shade to it. It's right here, and as you can see, it's pretty deep. I like to use this in the crease, so I'm going to hold on for this for right now. However, this is a shade that I probably won't use a whole lot, so if I'm not going to it within the next year or so, I'm probably going to give that away. So next up, I have some Milani singles. First, I have Bella Ivory, which is a beautiful satin, and again, you'll hear me say that I like the light shimmery shades so much just to set that eyeshadow primer. It's down here, and like I said, it's a satin, so it's not going to be illuminating in any way, shape, or form. It's just going to brighten the eye a little bit or set that primer in. And I really do like the consistency and the feeling of these Milani singles, and I think these are some of the best singles out there that nobody ever mentions, and they are cruelty free, as everything is on my channel. So yeah, I think that more people just need to be aware that they're out there and really use them. The next one I have is Bella Sand, which is this really pretty gold shade right there, and I really love it just as much, so I'll be holding on to that one. And then the last one I have is Bella Champagne, which is a shimmer, and it's more of a deeper shade, but it's very, very shimmery and very, very pretty. And that one is down here. It's a champagne, almost like a rose gold color, which is very different from a lot of stuff that I have in my collection. So I really love that, and I'll be holding on to that one also. Okay, for pigments that I have, these are loose pigments all from Wet n Wild, and these were from the winter collection. I believe it was 2016. This is Dom and Cherry on Top. I have Ride on My Copper, Heart of Rose Gold, and Kung Fu Lightning. So from the top we have Ride on My Copper, and then Heart of Rose Gold, Dom and Cherry on Top, and then the Kung Fu Lightning. So as you know, because we've established this in this video, I like these shimmery shades, so I will definitely be holding on to that one. However, the other ones are pretty close, and so I think that I could get rid of one of those. Now, however, this Heart of Rose Gold I think is a very pretty shade right here, and it is different from the other two, so I think I'll keep that one, and it's a little bit different from anything I have in my collection right now. But the other two, the Red on My Copper and the Dom with Cherry on Top, I think one of those can go, and I think it's going to be the Red on My Copper, because I don't use shades like so coppery. I prefer this almost bronzy shade more, and so I'm going to be keeping that one. So the one I will be getting rid of is this Right on My Copper. Next, I'm going to be switching gears for a minute. I'm going to go to some stick shadows and some liquid shadows. So I have this Julep Eyeshadow 101 Cream to Powder Eyeshadow Stick in the shade Taupe Shimmer. And I believe this came in either a Vegan Cuts or Petavore box. And it does have a smudger on the other end, which is really nice. And that's the shade right there. It's pretty deep. So I don't know about that one. I'm going to put that in the maybe pile, and we'll come back to it at the end of the video, just because I don't wear a whole lot of smoky shades. I also have this Juice Beauty Cream Shadow Stick in 18 Fog, and this is a gray shade. Again, very pretty, but I don't really go for those smoky shades. Also, just swatching that one, it's a little patchy on my skin, so I don't know how I feel about that one. But again, I'll come back to it at the end. Next, I have this 100% pure stick, and this is in chocolate and champagne. So on one end, we have the chocolate shade, and then the other end is champagne, which is really nice that you have a dual stick all in one. So right here is the chocolate, and here's the champagne. And as we can see, this is similar to these two up here. So I'm probably going to lean more towards keeping this, because it is a dual-ended pencil, than probably one of these, because these are just one shade. I don't know. I want to come back to these at the end, because I'm really not sure what I think. I also have this Marc Jacobs Twinkle Pop Eye Stick, and this is in the shade Vulvar. And these are like liquid gold on your lid, like especially this shade, because it is a gold. It's very shimmery, it's very cool to the touch, so when you put it on your eyelid, it's very, very cold to your lid, and I really just love that. I know I'll definitely be keeping this one, so I'm gonna put that away. And I like how the lid looks like an actual pencil, and then when you take it off, it has that slanted tip to it. So I really love these. I'll definitely be keeping that one. So going back to the sticks real quick, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass on the Juice Beauty stick in Fog, because it was a little patchy, and I know that I just don't use stick shadows that much. It did come in either one of my Vegan Cuts or Petavore boxes, so I don't feel like, you know, it is a full size, but I don't feel like I'm wasting the money having purchased it myself, because I got it in the subscription box. And I just know I won't use that shade, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. And as far as the Julep one, I think I'm going to give it a second shot. If I try and don't like it, I will get rid of it then, and this will be in one of my weekly makeup bags coming up. And as well as the 100% pure, same thing. Since it is dual-ended, I want to try both, see what I think, but these two are on the chopping block, and these will be in an upcoming weekly makeup bag, so look for these and see my thoughts. Okay, next up I have a couple liquids. So this is one of the Jordana liquid eye colors, and this is in the shade Immortal Metal. So that's a deeper shade right there, you can see. And then I have this Forever Sand, and it's a lighter shade and very pretty. I do love these a lot. I picked these up when they first came out, and I actually only picked up 2 colors because I thought I don't need the whole collection. I really don't use a lot of liquid eyeshadow, so I just want to pick one up. And honestly, I never use this one, so I'll be keeping the Forever Sand and passing on this one here. And another one that I know I'm getting rid of, but I will swatch it for you. This is the Becca Eye Tint in the shade, so I forgot, there is no shade on this, but here's the problem with these. So it comes out, and you think, just swatched, oh my gosh, it's so pretty, but on the eye, first of all, it just kind of faded to nothing, and then it also creased. And so those are 2 things that I hate with a cream eye product, and so I will be getting rid of this. So a couple more singles before we get into the duos and trios. I have some Wet n Wild singles, and I believe you can still purchase these at the store no matter what time of year, but I did get them as a Christmas set. So this first one is in Gold Digger, and it is a golden shade, as you can see here, if I can get the lid open. It's a golden shade, and it looks like it'd be really pretty, but on the skin it just comes off like yellowy, mustardy, and just not great, so I'm going to be getting rid of that one. The next one is this Kitten shade, which is a very pretty purple, but on the skin just doesn't come off great. So there's not a lot of pigmentation, and just it's matte, but it doesn't come off great. The 2 that came off the best were this Lagoon shade, which is a very pretty blue, and it has some shimmery to it. It's not glitters, but it's like a shimmer metallic almost. And then the one above it is in Envy, and it is a jungle green shade, which is very pretty, and I actually really do love green shades like that. But I know that I have these 2 colors in my collection, very pigmented, from other brands, probably in palettes and stuff, so I don't need to hold on to those, so I'll be getting rid of those as well. So all 4 of these shades here, and then over here I had swatched this black shade in Trashed. This is a black with a lot of glitter, but on the skin you can't really see the glitter as much. I mean, you see a few flecks, but I just never use black, and although it is pretty pigmented, I just don't use black. Also, the one below here, this is a Pure Cosmetics shade, Graphite. It's a mineral shadow. It came with a little kit that I got, and I've never used it. I don't really use gray and black a lot, so I'm going to be getting rid of those. So really none of those worked out for me. Next up I have 2 cream shadows from e.l.f. and I was kind of talked into buying these from watching YouTube videos, and then I realized, like, once I had them, that I don't really use cream eyeshadows that much, so it's probably not even worth it for me to have these. The first one I have is in Brownie Points, which is very pretty right there, but like I said, I just don't use cream shades. And the next one is in Ain't That Sweet, and it is a pink shade. Now you could use these on your lids as bases for shadows, or you could just use them by themselves. When I've used them by themselves, they kind of creased on me, so I wasn't thrilled with that, and so I just am not a huge fan of creams. I feel like they always crease on me, even if I just go up on the lid. I don't really have time for a lot of cream shadows. They don't dry and set right away. I don't really have time to work with them because, in my opinion, if I'm going to use a base, I'm already using an eyeshadow primer, so what's the point? So I'm going to be getting rid of these 2 little cream pot colors from e.l.f. And then next I also found another Milani eyeshadow. This is in Bella Gold, which I believe was the first one I ever purchased, and it is a straight up gold shade, and it's very pretty, very shimmery. I just don't think that I use gold like this that much, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on this. I also have this Han Skincare Cosmetics natural eyeshadow in the shade Taupey Plum, and this came in my Vegan Cuts box, and it is a true taupey plum. I just wasn't thrilled with the overall performance on the eyes. And I know that it's a vegan cosmetics, it's more natural eyeshadow, but I still think it should perform, and this one really didn't, so I'm going to be getting rid of that. I also just received this other Han eyeshadow in the shade Sunset in my Vegan Cuts box, and this is a very pretty, I don't know, it's like a reddish orange shade, very pretty. It's what I have on my eyelids today, and I actually was really disappointed in the performance of this as well. I don't think that the pigmentation comes off, although I do think I came out with a pretty eye look today. I don't think it has the pigmentation that I really wish it would, so I'm going to be getting rid of that also. Right, the next few I have 3 NYX shadows, and I have 2 of these like single ones. I don't really know what these are called, but these this is NYX Pure Gold, and it is like a bronzy gold shade, and it's the one right up here. I don't really use this, and I don't think the pigmentation is great, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. The next one I have is in Hot Crystal, which is a pure white shade, and it is right here, and although it's kind of more pigmented and it's a shade that I go towards, I just never pull for these. I have had these for about 2 years, just never really gone to that, so I don't think I need to hold on to that. The next one down here is like a taupey kind of gold shade. That's from Buxom. This is a Style Icon eyeshadow. This is an eyeshadow in the shade Style Icon, and it is a, like I said, kind of like a taupey gold bronze shade, and I think it's very pretty. So I'm going to hang on to that one. The pigmentation is great on these little guys, and you can put these in like a full palette. You can customize, I think it's 5 shades, 5 or 6 shades. Yeah, you can get these singles and then put them all in that big palette and have them all. So that's what I want to do, and this is a nice little eyeshadow. I also have this NYX Roll On Shimmer eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Salmon, and that is down here. It's kind of a rose gold pinky shade, very shimmery, very glittery. I love these kind of eyeshadows, so I'm definitely keeping this one. I got this for $1.99. It was originally $4, and I just love this shade, and I think it's very pretty. I've never used this though, so I'm going to put that in a pile to use, and if I don't like it, then I'll be putting it in my weekly makeup bag, and you'll see my thoughts on it there. And the last one I have swatched over here on the side of my hand is this Total Intensity eyeshadow, Color Rush eyeshadow in the shade Pretty in Pink. These, I think I picked this up at Rite Aid or Walgreens, and it is part of the Prestige brand. So I think it's very pretty. It's like a nice pinky shade, and I love the shimmer in it, and I've used it on the eyes and I really love it. Plus you get 0.13 ounces. It's a huge eyeshadow, so I love these. A little bit more expensive, but I definitely think they're worth the price, and so I'll be keeping that. Alright guys, so the next set that I have are these liquid metals from Catrice. These are eyeshadows, and then are very like straight liquid metal on the eye. They're supposed to look very pigmented and very metallic. So this is in the shade We Are the Champagnes, and I think it's a really pretty gold, almost bronzy shade. That's up here, as you can see, so metallic. I love it. Definitely keeping that one. The next one down is in the shade Satina Vanderwoodson. Now that one's not as metallic-y, but it's still a very pretty champagne, kind of gold, but more subtle shade. I really like that one too. The next one down is in the shade Look Me in the Ice. That's a straight up silver, and it's very pretty, very metallic, just like that first one. I have actually not used this on the eyes, so I need to give it a try and see what I think. It might be too much on the eyes, I don't know. So these two I really loved on the eyes. This one I still have to see, but I'm keeping that to try it. The next one down is a Bare Minerals loose eye color in the shade Up in Smoke. It's a very pigmented gray, and it has some shimmer in it. I just don't use gray, so I'll be passing on that. And the last one is a Bare Minerals eyeshadow in Blush. It's very pretty. It has some shimmer to it, and I just don't use like really, really pink shades, so I'm going to be passing on that too. I think the quality with those shadows is there, but I just don't use those kind of shades, so I'm going to be passing. Okay guys, we're down to our last few before I get into the duos and trios. So this one is another Total Intensity. It's called the Long-Term Relationship Fierce Color Eyeshadow in the shade Bewitched. Now this is one of those brown, green, blue shades, and oh wow, that's actually really pretty. I've not used this on the eyes, but very pretty. If you're into those shades, it's definitely one to pick up, I think. I haven't used this on the eyes, so again, I'm going to put it into my pile to use it soon, and then I'll get back to you. Actually, the three I'm showing you right now I've never used, so we'll get back to you on these, but this is a Jordana single, and this is in the shade Green Mist. I just thought it'd be fun to have a different color, so I picked this one up. It is a baked eyeshadow, so it has like a rough texture to it, and that's really pretty, I think. It's not as pigmented as what I would hope, but it's pretty and it's got some shimmer to it. I think I could make it work in a look. However, I have to see how it performs on the eyes before I decide to keep it or pass it. So for now, I'll be keeping that. And then this last one is a 100% pure cream eyeshadow. It's in a little pot like this, and it's in the shade Bahamas. Just upon swatching, not too thrilled with it. It's a champagne kind of color, but it's very subtle, very blah, kind of, in my opinion. I don't know. I have to see how it performs on the eyes, and then, again, I'm not a huge cream shadow fan, so if it doesn't perform well on the eyes, if it creases, anything like that, I mean, I'm not going to keep this to use it as an eyeshadow base. I just don't do that. So, we'll have to see how these three perform on the eyes, but for now they're safe, and then look for these in weekly makeup bags, and then I can get back to you on whether I like these or didn't like these. Alright, so the next ones I have this little duo from Pixie by Petra, and this is a mesmerizing mineral duo in the shade Apricot Glow. I featured this recently in a weekly makeup bag, and I picked this up on like the travel section in Target. I really like this. So the first shade up here is very pigmented. It is that lighter shade, and then the second one down is a like reddish kind of burnt orange shade, and I think it looks very pretty. It's more of a matte. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of a satin, I think. So those two together I really like. The next one's down. The next two are this e.l.f. duo, and this is in the shade Plum and Coffee. So this side is very shimmery, and that's the first one pictured there. The second one down is a matte, and it's okay. I just don't ever reach for this. I've had this for about 2 or 3 years now, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to keep this Pixie one. Next, I got this Imani Eye Trio, and it's in the shade 245 Feeling Blessed, and it is a trio. It looks like this. It has a cream shade, a kind of like taupey shade, and then a dark brown shade. So those are the next three pictured. You can't really see this cream shade, but you can see the next two. I think they're all very pretty. The cream shade I used to set the eyelid, and then this I used in the crease and then the outer corner, just to kind of create a pretty natural look. This medium shade there is pretty shimmery. I think it's a great little trio to take on the road, so I'm going to keep that one for now. And then this Total Intensity, I mean, I'm sure you can see the swatches over here, but this is a bold trio eyeshadow in the shade Mirage, and it has a cream, a bronze, and a brown, similar to the Imani one that I just showed you, but these are like super shimmery and metallic. Those are pictured right here, so you have the light, the medium, and the dark. Very, very pigmented. I love it. I'll definitely be keeping that. Definitely worth the price tag on those. I think this is about $10 to $12, I want to say, and I really like those three, so I definitely think that's worth the price tag. So I'm going to be keeping these three and then getting rid of that one e.l.f. color there. I also just realized that I have a couple NARS shadows that I wanted to show you. I will be keeping these, but I did want to show you since they're part of my singles collection. So I have this Outer Limits shade, and this is one of their like Galaxy ones that's very shimmery. So it's like an orange creamsicle almost shade, and that one is right here. They're very glittery. Not a lot of base to it, so it's nice over like a cream shade. And then I have the shade Lunar, and this is like a purple lilac-y shade, so it's very, very pretty. I like that one also. And this one has more of a base to it. It has like a pink purple duochrome to it, which I love. I just think it's so, so pretty. So those are all of the single eyeshadows that I have that are not ColourPop. I will have a separate video for those because this video is already pretty long. I'm going to go through what I got rid of just to recap all of that together. So I'm getting rid of these 2 e.l.f. smudge pots, and I'm also getting rid of this loose pigment from Wet n Wild. I'm getting rid of this Becca liquid eye color and this Juice Beauty stick. I'm also getting rid of the Jordana Made to Last liquid eye colors, and then the 5 Wet n Wild singles there. I'm also getting rid of this e.l.f. Duo shadow and the 2 Han Skincare single shadows, the 2 Bare Minerals loose pigments, and the 2 NYX singles. And then I'm getting rid of these 2 Flash Mob glitter powder glitters. And the last 2 things I'm getting rid of are the Pure Cosmetics and the Milani single eyeshadows. So that brings my total to 22 eyeshadows decluttered today. Thank you guys for joining me for this video. As I told you, I have probably about 10 other shades that I'm going to be testing out, seeing what I think of them, and if I don't like them, they'll be decluttered also. But for right now, we have 22 that I decluttered today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you want to stick around, you want to see some more, you can subscribe below and, you know, comment anything. If I got rid of something that you love, please let me know. Please tell me how you used it and tell me why I should probably have kept it in my collection. But I will talk to you guys soon, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.